All right, we're going to be tackling the question of are there many paths to God? Are there many paths to salvation? Are all religious perspectives valid? And so I'm going to provide the Christian response to this, at least from the Christian perspective. It is false that all religions are valid. Now, that is a perspective that I hold as a Christian. Because number one, having the Bible as my ultimate foundation, I believe the Bible teaches its own exclusivity. Also, logically, it cannot be the case that all religions are valid because they all make contradictory claims. For example, it's logically impossible for Islam to be true at the same time Christianity being true. They cancel each other out. If Islam is true, the Christian claim, the claims that Christ has made about himself, can't be true at the same time. So to affirm that all religions are valid or all religions are paths to salvation is to violate the second law of logic, which is the law of non-contradiction. Something cannot be true and not true at the same time and in the same way. You see, these religious perspectives make contradictory claims at their most fundamental level. Um, Take Christianity, for example. I'm a Christian, and as a Christian, I don't want to affirm that all religious paths are valid because the Bible doesn't teach that. Acts chapter 4, verse 12 says, "And there is salvation in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven given among men by which we must be saved." If that's true, then there is no way of salvation. There's one name in which we must put our trust in, and that's Jesus Christ. If the Bible's true, then other perspectives cannot be true because the Bible claims that Jesus Christ is the only way to salvation. Jesus taught this himself. He says in John chapter 14, verse 6, he says, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." And so, if that's true, then no one can get to the Father. No one could know God truly unless they go through the mediator, unless they go through Jesus Christ. And so, uh, all religious perspectives can't be true for the very simple reason that they make contradictory claims. And for Christians, whereas we want to treat other people with differing religious perspectives with respect, we want to hear people know where they're at and kind of talk and dialogue. We cannot compromise the Christian position by and the Christian claim that it is exclusively true. Now, some people might take this as an arrogant claim, a narrow claim. Well, I wouldn't call it an arrogant claim, but I would call it a narrow claim. I think truth, by definition, is narrow. If something is true, and if something is true, that means the opposite of it is false. That's as simple as that. If Christianity is true, then all other religious perspectives are false. And so, one could make the claim, but more discussion has to be had. So at this point, I'm not trying to prove the truth of the Christian perspective. I'm just trying to lay out that all religions can't be true. That if the Christian affirms the truth of Christianity and they want to dialogue with people from other perspectives, we need to make it our business to go further than just merely making the statement. We need to be able to demonstrate through logical and rational argumentation that our perspective is rational to hold, and other perspectives are irrational to hold. So just real quick to answer the question, are there multiple paths to salvation? Are all religions valid? The answer logically has to be no. To affirm yes to the answer, give an answer like that to the question, are all religions valid and true, would be to violate the second law of logic. And so we don't want to do that because that means we're thinking irrationally. So something to think about. Truth is just narrow in that way. And we need to come to grips with differing positions and be able to argue the truth of our own perspective if we want to hold them rationally. All right.